Namaste, beloveds. This is Mother with Wisdom, aka Valerie Ames, and I'm doing this video because so much is rising within me as I am receiving, transmitting, transforming, and transmutating all these energies lately, and being consciously aware that that is what I'm doing. Um, and I want to share something that came up in my spirit. In this lifetime, we have many mirror reflections, we have many beings that are our teachers, our way showers, our light bringers, our antagonists, our whatever you want to call them. But they are there to seed you, and they throw seeds, just like I've always called myself a seed thrower. And so this particular seed that was thrown out is the word escapism. And it landed in the most fertile um, places, spiritual places within me. And once upon a time, it would have triggered me, and I would have gone left, right, and center and been ready to go Muhammad Ali and Ninja and Bruce Lee and Kuta Kinte and everybody else. But now I go with the flow that Spirit gives me. And let me just give you the definition of this word. Escapism, the tendency to seek distraction and relief from unpleasant realities, especially by seeking entertainment or engaging in fantasy. Fantasy, similar words. Fantasy, fantasizing, dreaming, daydreaming, daydreams, reverie, romance, fancy, imagination, pipe dreams, castles in the air, pie in the sky. And the opposite of escapism is realism. Okay? And so I just wanted to share that and get that out of the way. And then I'm going to get into what has been given to me and how I wrote it down. I wrote it down as the devil's pie. And the devil's pie is a song. Oh my gosh, his name just flashed. I can see his face all day long, and I can't call his name right now. But it's off the album Voodoo. And as I keep talking, maybe his name will pop up. It starts with an A. And like I said, it'll come. It'll come. But the song Devil's Pie. And let me hold on. Let me just get the lyrics to. Okay, beloveds. The artist is D'Angelo, and like I said, the song is Devil's Pie, and I'm going to read the lyrics to it. And again, remember the focal word or the signature energy word that was so charged with spiritual wisdom and knowledge, that was such a seed for me, is escapism. And so here we go. Fuck the slice, we want the pie. Why ask why till we fry? Watch us all stand in line for a slice of the devil's pie. Drugs and thugs, women and wine, 3 or 4 at a time. Watch them all stand in line for a slice of the devil's pie. Who am I to justify all the evil in our eye, when I myself feel the high from all that I despise? Behind the jail or in the grave, I have to lay in this bed I made. If I die before I wake, I hope the Lord don't hesitate to get to heaven, done been through hell. Tell my peeps all is well. All them fools whose souls for sale, sitting next to the Jezebel. Demons screaming in my ear, all my anger, all my fear. If I holler, let them hear. In this spinning sphere, fuck the slice, we want the pie. Why ask why till we fry? Watch us all stand in line for a slice of the devil's pie. Drugs and thugs, women's wine, 3 or 4 at a time. Watch them all stand in line for a slice of the devil's pie. Main ingredients to this dish. Excuse me, one moment. There we go. Main ingredients to this dish goes like this. Here's the list. Materialistic greed and lust, jealousy, envious, bread and dough, cheddar cheese, flash and stash, cash and cream. Temperatures at a high degree where niggas come to feast. Hell's this all about. Apocalypse, ain't no doubt. Everybody's hoeing out all the loot and all the clout. Right or wrong, do or die, only the vengeance will pacify. Watch your back, and so will I, in these days and time. Fuck the slice, we want the pie. Why ask why till we fry? Watch us all stand in line for a slice of the devil's pie. Drugs and thugs, women wine, 3 or 4 at a time. Watch them all stand in line for a slice of the devil's pie. Ain't no justice, it's just us. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Time has come for most of us to choose in which God we trust. I know I was born to die, search to find peace of mind. With 85, dumb and blind, there can be no compromise. Fuck the slice, we want the pie. Why ask why till we fry? Watch us all stand in line for a slice of the devil's pie. Drugs and thugs, women wine, 3 or 4 at a time. Wait a minute. Oh, let me tell you about the slice of the devil's pie. I said everybody out there getting down with a slice of the devil's pie. Standing in line for a slice of the devil's pie. Said the woman in the street, selling her fucking body for a slice of the devil's pie. Nigga killing each other in the streets for a slice of the devil's pie. All in line for a slice of the devil's pie. Yeah, all in line for a slice of the devil's pie. Hear me though. All in line for a slice of the devil's pie. Yeah, all in line. I don't give a fuck for a slice of the devil's pie. I ain't going out for. Okay, and that was, like I said, by D'Angelo. That came out a while ago. But, like I said, when that seed word landed the way Spirit wanted it to, from this particular energy source, this mirror, and it landed, and I was like, wow, really? And I just sat with it. And as I began to post online different different memes, different other posts were coming up, and different soil and different fertilizers and different rays of lights and insights were coming up to help this word escapism to form roots, spiritual roots, so that it could nourish me the way it was supposed to. And so I looked at all of this, and there was one post with this beautiful artwork on it that said, don't keep expecting some people to and I'm paraphrasing, don't keep expecting some other people to understand you when they are, I forget the word that she used, dedicated, there we go, when they are dedicated to misunderstanding you. And that just blew my mind. I'm like, okay, spiritual, you putting it down today, baby. What? Woo! And so it just kept pouring, and it just kept pouring, and I'm up to like 3 or 4 in the morning with this, and I'm like, okay, this is some deep stuff, but okay, I'm gonna let it do what it do. I'm gonna let it germinate. I'm gonna let it, go deep. Let's see how deep it goes. I'm not going to react, and I'm not going to respond. I'm going to remember. And from all of this, like I said, came the song by D'Angelo, Devil's Pie. And Devil's Pie versus the Gift of Observation is going to be the title of this particular video. And this particular video is about that slice of the devil's pie and the greed to not even wanting just a slice, but wanting, like D'Angelo said, the whole fucking pie, okay? Fuck the slice, give me the damn pie. I don't want just a little piece of it, I want it all. Versus, okay, the gift of observation. So, I want you to understand that there are two different perceptions, two different viewpoints, two different polarities. These are polarities, okay? One is high and one is low. The devil's pie, of course, is the lowest frequency. And the gift of observation, of course, is the highest frequency. And there's a spectrum within there, and you can range from high to low, and you can ascend up and down that, and you can go back and forth with it as you are meant to. But never lose sight that it is you, the one that is observing the highs and the lows. Okay? And let me just get back into what the song itself was describing was man's world, the devil's world, same world that he offered Jesus when he said, you see all of this, took him to the highest mountain that he is, and said, you see all of this? This is the world. I'll give it all to you if you just bow down one time. Just you can just bow your head. Just, you got to get down on your knees. Just and it's all yours. Anything you want. Look at it. All sparkly and glittery and loud. Look at all them women. Look at all them men. Look at all them women and the men. And woo, look at the money and the jewels and the this and the cars and the goats and the camels and the woo, past, present, and future. Look at all of it. You can have it. Anything you want. I'll give it all to you. Jesus sitting there. I don't want that. That's yours. I don't want that. I know what is worth, that's illusion. That world is escapism. Okay? That's the world of escapism. That's not reality. Reality is a much higher consciousness. Reality does not need to escape from itself. It does not need to prove anything to itself. It does not need to validate to another what its mission is, what its purpose is, why it is here existing and going through the ups and downs of existence and of the observations and the pain and the deaths and the births and the rebirths. It's not on your schedule. It's not on your timeline. It's not at your frequency. It's not at your behest. It's not in your lifestyle. And this is not about judgment. And this bass in my voice, it's not about anger. It's about passion. It's about compassion. It's about unconditional love for how blind most have become by this world. And to those who are still out in the wilderness, so to speak, those who don't live in that matrix, those who are not distracted and following that red dress, or what it's all about, or what it can get, or what it represents. They're not escaping. You're escaping by eating and saying this steak. This steak. That's escapism. When you're going around being Captain Kirk instead of Morpheus, that's escapism. And I say it out of love, the deepest of love. From the womb to the tomb, unconditional love. But like I said, you're dedicated to not seeing that because you're stuck. You're stuck in the world of man that has measurements, that has specifics, that has lifestyles, that has timelines, that has worth and value based upon what? Logic. Not wisdom. The ancestors left us 3 little words. Know thyself. They left symbols and signs because they knew we were going to forget. They knew that we were going to lose ourselves to the seduction of this world, this man's world, this illusion, this matrix system. That each generation will become more and more lost, farther and farther away from that true self-knowledge. and that this world, this man's world, would keep inventing ways to choke the life out of you, to take away your spiritual awareness of your existence and your abilities, that you are children of God. That you control the ability of change because you are one with it. You are not outside of it. That all you have to do is what has been done to you. Existence exists. Flip the switch. Take away the lines. Take away the constraints. Take away the chains. Take away the blinders. Strip yourself bare. Naked you came into this world and naked you gonna leave. Quit trying to support and sustain this matrix system with wars, with gang violence. You're killing each other. You're beating your women. You're beating your children. You're going to jail. You're angry. Why? For that damn slice of devil's pie. And then the ones that see, don't go stand in that line. Do you see what happened to all them people that stood in that line? Don't go stand in, don't go stand in that line. Don't go, man, I'm going to give me some of this devil's pie. Fuck what you talking about. Okay. You don't come back the same. Don't nobody come back the same. Ain't you seen that? Can't you see that? Nah. They too busy chasing the woman in the red dress. They too busy trying to sit at the table with the Merovingians. The opposite of escapism is realism. Escapism is something you do. Why don't you try just be you? Like I said, that's the hardest thing to do in this incarnation, is to just be you. To not be driven. Yeah, psh, go this way, go this way. Yeah, psh, act this way, act this way. Psh, look like this, talk like this. But I'm the one escaping. Like I said, and I'm not going to take this personal, because there are a lot of beings that are escaping. There are a lot of beings that are trying to cope. This cruel, cold-ass world, it's hard to be innocent and unscathed and unaffected by the things that you are constantly 24/7, 365 bombarded with. Okay, and I mean big bada boom bombs, okay? And if you are not sensitive enough to feel everything, don't judge those that are. And if they're telling you, this is what I feel, This is what I see. This is what I hear. This is what I know. And because it ain't in your world or your realm of escapism, it's what? It don't fit. Or you need to get over here and let me brand this and what you say again so I can you giving birth to this. Let me snatch it soon as it come out so I can brand it, sell it, market it, label it, and say it's mine and get paid my slice of the devil's pie. While I'm looking you in your eye, telling you, oh you wrong. You don't know what you this everybody's. This ain't yours. What you mean you getting the attitude? Which because I took it. I took your child. I took your what came out of you. What you nurtured and fed and allowed to grow within you. And now you want to be attached to it? No. It belongs to me now. And I'm going to sell it. And I'm going to market it. And you don't have any say in it. Not understanding universal laws. Boomerang. And you wonder why this matrix system never gets shut down. Why that line for that devil's pie is so damn long. Reincarnation after reincarnation after incarnation after reincarnation after this age, after that age, after dinosaurs, after Christ, after Buddha, after the Egyptians, after the Sumerians, after blah, 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 the Romans, after all of it. And then here we are still standing in line for that slice, baby. Bow down. Kiss that pinky ring. Pimps up, hoes down, baby. Let's go. Is that too raw for you? Let me refine it. Let me refine it. Let me refine it. Let me sugarcoat it for you. I spoke of the matrix system, and I spoke of I'm trying to think of the name. What Captain Kirk show? Star Trek. There we go. Star Trek and the matrix system. They are polarities. Understand? Make your comparisons to the archetypal characters within the story. Look at the plots. Look at the missions. Understand the valuations. Observe the wisdom. Observe the spiritual high frequencies. Observe the morality. Observe the messages. Observe the momentum. Take into account past, present, and future of what they represent. In this present moment, in humanity's past and in humanity's future. Nothing is new under the sun, beloveds. All is vanity. I mean, it's all a mirror for you to gaze and observe yourself within so that you can know yourself. And you're going to know yourself and you're going to look in that mirror and you're either going to identify yourself with the lowest frequencies or the highest frequencies or somewhere in the middle, ascending and descending, always. Because existence is not static. It is not. It is a stillness that is always in motion. I'll put it like that. It is how did Ezekiel, the wheels within the wheels, within the wheels, within the wheels. Yeah. It's just like that. Let me go forward a little bit more. Escapism, needing to stay connected. Escapism is really about staying connected to something. And it depends on what your version or your vision or your preference of escapism is. Some people, like I said, my escapism now is reality. Hard, cold, freaking reality. Let me escape over there. If I'm going to be escaping, I'm going to be escaping in reality. Okay? I done lived 56 years in my own head, on the fringes, on the outside. Observing. And now I see what the real is. The real is existence. And I no longer need to escape myself. I'm dealing with myself, my shadow, all of my bodies at once. My physical body, my mental body, my spiritual body, my emotional body, my ancient bodies, my future bodies, my present body. I ain't escaping shit. I'm present. And just because you need me to look a certain way, to fit in a certain box, to have moved or grown to a certain space or timeline, or to you it looks like nothing is going on and baby, I'm gonna hold on to what I know. And what I know is that I am growing, I am evolving. And it feels blissful. It feels peaceful. For the first time in my life, I am knowing peace. My sensitive ass, who is always being bombarded to the point where I want to just go get in my bed and put my cover up over my head. Because I don't like people. I love human beings because that's what Creator created. That's the existence that we have to learn to get to. But right now, we're people. Okay? We're people. And people is some mean, nasty, trifling, vengeful, hard-hearted, cold, clueless, unloving, selfish, narcissistic, abusive motherfuckers. Okay? And that's as plain as I can put it. But that's it. And You can say, well, I don't fit into that. That's you on some escapism stuff. Okay? Beloveds, we have to see ourselves. We really have to take a deep, deep, soul searching look at ourselves. We keep hearing the word soul in the language of the government, of the representatives. We hear it in the religious arenas. We hear it in the governmental arenas. We're hearing it in the secular arena now. Everybody is looking and searching that soul of something. They're becoming consciously aware of something other than their own physical presence. They're aware of a soulful presence. And they're aware that that soulful presence is the presence that is in jeopardy, is the one that is slipping away because of people, not because of human beings or spiritual beings, but because of people. People who in line for that slice of devil's pie, and they'll kill you for it. And you have to realize that. And you can't judge them because that's all they see. That's all their senses is taking in, is receiving. That slice of, that devil's pie. Ooh, that pretty devil's pie. Ooh, Lord, that devil's pie. I can't wait to get some of that devil's pie, child. That devil's pie. And while your senses are saying, you don't hear the children cry, you don't hear the land bleeding, you don't hear the trees screaming, you don't see the sky, you don't taste that in the water, you don't see the babies, you don't see what they're doing to the babies, you don't see what they're doing to the earth. Nah, child, I'm in line for the devil's pie. What you talking about? Go on now, leave me alone. You want some bullshit. I hear and see all of that. What can I do about it? Nothing. But get my devil's pie, okay? Just go on now. You're addicted to that devil's pie. You're addicted to that form of escapism. The world is your escape. Whether you're playing video games, whether you're lost in the music, whether you're lost in the dance, whether you're doing this, that, or the other. Working yourself. My father worked himself to death. Worked himself to death in this man's world. Okay? I watched him work himself to death. I watched him work himself up so that he could have a pension, so that he could have Social Security, so that his family would be taken care of, whether he was here or whether he was not here. He was a veteran. He served. The things of this man's world are here today and gone tomorrow. If you can lose it, if it can be taken, if it can be stolen, it can be hacked into, how secure is it? How necessary is it to your existence? Lifestyles, the world demands that we be measured by lifestyles, the rich and the famous, the elite, the middle class, the working class, the poor, the common, the royals, the commoners, the caste systems. Tell me, if you were blind and let's say that you weren't born on this world, you came here to visit, and nobody had told you about all of these lifestyles and these caste systems and all of these politics and religions, and what would you see? You would just see people. You would see human beings. You wouldn't see, oh, that's a rich one, that's a poor one, that's a black one, that's a native one, that's a white one, that's a this one, that's a that one, that's a fat one, that's a skinny one, that's a tall one, that's a short one, that's a this kind of one, that's a that kind of one, that's a this kind. And each one of these lifestyles, each one of these labels has their own rating, scoring points in the hierarchy of achievement on the planet, this man's world. The more points you have, the more what? Valuable you are. But the more isolated you become, the more desperate you become, the more lonely you become, because you can't trust everybody because they want what you got and they ready to take it from you. Yeah, let me escape all of that. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Escaping all of that bullshit, that glitter. That's that frosting that's too sweet. Just give me the cake. You take all of that frosting off. All you want is the cake. It make the cake look so pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. But you don't eat that shit because it's too sweet. It just, and then some of the colors that they put in it. Just give me the cake. Okay, I just take the cake. Needing to unplug, beloveds, your own energy is the source of your vitality to all of your bodies. Your mental body, your spiritual body, your physical body, your emotional body. And if you allow yourself to get burnt out, or you allow yourself to get so tired that it takes you longer to recharge because you just been that depleted, because you've been running off of fumes for years, for centuries. And here goes somebody else. Girl, you need to get over that. You need to get back out there into the world, because they don't have a clue that you're recharging. They think you're escaping. They don't have a clue that you're healing from within, because they can't see that. They can't feel that, because they're stuck in the matrix where you got to be jumping rope, like you in the ring, like you Muhammad Ali jumping that rope. Don't you stop jumping that rope. On the seventh day, God rested. Okay? Rest periods are required to recharge for all the work that your bodies do And when your bodies are not aligned, they overwork themselves. This one has to do for that one because it has to supplement. It has to move this over here. It has to do that because the physical body, okay, I can't do that. The mental body is just, oh, I can't. And so the spirit is steady serving. And then when your spirit gets tired, baby, that's what people don't understand. You know, I listened to my mama, 43 years old, on her deathbed in the hospital, telling me she was tired. And people want to tell me I'm escaping. But who, if only you could see the world the way I see the world. If only you could know what I know. If only you could feel a tenth of what I feel. If only you had walked in my shoes half a mile. Escapism? Baby. But like I said, it's not judgment, but it's just coming from. So please don't take my tone, my words that way, because this is medicine. This is to help wake you, unplug you from the matrix system. It's to help you see what came out of you, the projection, the words that came from your soul, that came from your heart, that came from your spirit directed towards whoever. How many of us it was picked up upon by my spirit. And I'm speaking what I received from it. And like I said, it's not in judgment, because I don't look down on nobody. Not after what I'm going through, what I'm learning, okay? And what I'm learning about this word, escapism, because I want all of us to really look at it. And I want all of us to know ourselves and in the ways that we try to escape this world and what this world has done to us and what it is continually doing. And I want us to realize why we're constantly in the state of survival or escapism, or whatever word you choose to use, for not being consciously aware of the death that is being heaped upon us. Needing to unplug. I'm going all over, I know, because it's just coming up, beloved. It's coming up. It's coming up in ways that I didn't even imagine. When I was getting myself ready to do this video, it's coming up in waves and in waves. Like I said, this Aquarian age, this refilling of the conscious awareness, it ain't no joke. And my sense My spidey sense is telling me, get ready, get ready. Not from a standpoint of fear, but from the standpoint of change that has not occurred in many centuries. So get ready, because this is the beginning of the cycle. It is the beginning of a certain season. And like I said, this projected word, escapism, is to really have you align with reality because of the polarities of the word. Escapism, realityism, realism, whatever word that is. And you really have to understand the loop of them. It's not linear. It's not escapism here and realityism or realism here. It's a circle, beloveds. It's a circle. Everything is a spiral. Okay? Everything is a spiral. It is not a line. It's not linear. And so, just like we're in retrograde now, you're going to remember how you get on the rides in the fair, and sometimes they'll go backwards, and then they'll go forwards, and then they'll go backwards. Or the Ferris wheel will go one way, and then it'll go the other way. And it's just so fun because you get to experience both ways. That's what a retrograde is. That's what we're experiencing right now. And being that this is the 6th month and it's June, and I want you to know who Juno is and all of that, there's so much energy and there's so much that is ancient that has been left for you to know who you are. For us as human beings, not to realize, not to search and seek the truth, but to just accept what everybody else projects and hands and gives and judges us with. We'll never know who we are because you're still so busy in that loop. Come out of the loop. Come out of the matrix system. There is no steak. It has no smell. It has no flavor. It has no taste. There is no cow being killed. It's a simulation. It's a hologram. If you know all of this, then what is there to escape? What are you escaping when you're trying to grind and you're getting more money and you're doing this and you're doing that and you're doing this? You're giving energy to the matrix. You're supporting the matrix. You're giving it your life's blood. You're giving it your mental currents. You're giving it your physical currents. You're giving it your emotional currents. You're giving it your spiritual currents. And it's sucking you dry. And you pass it on to each generation. And each generation wants more and more and more. And we're at this point now where the earth is about to just, okay, y'all little insects done did too much now. We about to reboot. How you gonna escape that? Where you gonna go? What you gonna do? What you gonna pretend? How elite are you that you're going to escape that? The lady in the red dress is distraction with the senses and sensations and seasons. Wow. The lady in the red dress is distraction with the senses and the scene. The minute she is seen, the minute she is realized, you've tasted the devil's pie. And once you've had a taste, you become addicted, just like crack, instantly. Okay? You want more. You want more. Oh, in order to get her attention, you have to be this. In order to take care of her, you have to be this. In order for her to deal with you, you have to have this. You have to look like this. And even if you don't look like this, wear these clothes, buy the most expensive, and she'll look at you then, because she'll give you a slice of that devil's pie. She'll give you a little taste if you look the part, like you can afford her, or you know what to do with her. And it's women and men, beloveds. We are distracted. Distraction is a form of escapism. When you're not confronting and dealing and battling, I deal and battle with my own demons daily. If you were sitting up here and I was on a TV show, reality show, and all you was doing was looking at me, all you would see was me. Valerie, you don't do shit. You don't do shit, girl. All you do is sit in your house. Damn. You don't go nowhere. You don't do nothing. You don't talk to people. Girl, what kind of life? You escape, baby. If you only knew. I'm sitting up here battling with my angels and my damn demons, okay? What you mean? You don't see that. That's outside of your scope of presence. That's outside of your scope of existence. That's outside of your scope of self-knowledge. That's outside of your sense and sensibilities. I'm doing all of that, and I'm still feeling all of this world, and I'm, like I said, I don't have to explain myself, because you're dedicated to not understanding. Like that little meme said, you're dedicated to misunderstanding. Why? Because to understand me would mean you would have to understand yourself in existence. And that would take away your blinders and your veils and your control. And that's what you fear most. Being stripped of what this world values. I spoke about Jesus, the devil, giving him the whole world, and him just saying, "Nah, that's okay, I'm good. I don't want none of that, because I'm from the heavens, the same place you are. This your stuff, this your illusion, this your magic, this your mess, this your stuff, okay? And if I wanted this, I could create my own world. I could, do what you did. But no, I know the real. I know the highest of consciousness. And I know that it's all about the collective, and I know what unconditional love is. And it's not this selfish mess right here. It's not this narcissistic stuff right here. It's not this angry, competitive superior, inferior, duality, thinking you got it all, but inside you empty. Nah, you ain't fooling nobody. I ain't bow down for what? For this mess? Man, you don't think I see this? What? You think because I incarnated here that I don't see this for what it is? Like I said, my mother, 43 years old, laid on the bed and told me she was tired of this life. And she died. And my grandmother was 43 when she died. So escapism, not even on my best days, not even on my best days, do I get that. Do I get to do that? Do I get to escape feeling those that have been, those that will be, and those that are? The pain, the misery, the pleasure, the bliss, the lifetimes. You don't know nothing about me. I don't speak everything. But I am no different than you. But you need to judge me because I got to meet your chalk line. I got to meet your measurements. I got to meet your standards. If I want what? Your attention, your wisdom, your blessing. I yield to a higher power, one that has no beginning and has no ending, that was never born, that never incarnated on any planet. Everything that exists is just an aspect. I am an aspect of that existence. Examining the other aspects of myself, looking in the mirror, knowing myself. Everybody wants to be who they want to be. Everybody wants me to be who they want me to be. I'm Neo, and I have to know that. What does that mean? It simply means I'm the one. I'm the new one. I'm the new one that remembers. I'm the new one that, if you look at the Matrix and you really understand what it's saying, didn't believe in themselves fully. They doubted themselves. But they knew that they had skills and gifts, but didn't quite believe in themselves. And yet, when faced with the situation, and when faced with the reality, that spiritual will and that spiritual strength is what carried them through, is what gave birth to them, what allowed them to unplug. what allowed them to detach from the matrix system. Beloveds, it is so very important that we begin to look at ourselves, begin to see ourselves, begin to really know ourselves. I don't know if that'll, nope, I don't like that either. So it just is what it is. I'm not going to go there with the lighting. I'm not going to get hung up on that. Okay. The other thing was also a song, and it's from Sade's Lovers Rock um, album. And let me just, I'm in the wilderness. Let me see. Let me pause it and then I'll come right back. Okay, beloved, thank you for being patient. Again, the song is Lovers Rock. It's by Sade. And I'm going to read the lyrics because this is what Spirit gave me as the two polarities. The first one was Devil's Pie, Voodoo, and this one is Sade Lovers Rock. I am in the wilderness. You are in the music, in the man's car next to me. Somewhere in my sadness, I know I won't fall apart completely. When I need to be rescued and I need a place to swim, I have a rock to cling to in the storm. When no one can hear me calling, I have you I can sing to. And all this, in all my life, you are the lover's rock, the rock that I cling to. You're the one I swim to in a storm, like a lover's rock. Excuse me 1 minute. Okay, beloved. Somewhere in my sadness, I know I won't fall apart completely. And in all this, and in all my life, you are the lover's rock, the rock that I cling to. You're the one I swim to in the storm, like a lover's rock. You are the lover's rock, the rock that I cling to. You're the one I swim to in the storm, like a lover's rock. When I need to be rescued, you're there. When I need a place to swim to in the storm, I think of you. And in all my life, you are the lover's rock, the rock that I cling to. You're the one I swim to in the storm, like a lover's rock. And beloveds, like I said, the polarities between those two songs. And again, for me, bringing it back to the Bible, bringing it back to the scriptures, and that devil's pie being Jesus, and the devil being Jesus being tempted by the devil, him showing the world and bow down to me, so forth. That's that devil's pie. But the rock that I can cling to, that took me to John the Baptist. Okay? And if you know anything about the scriptures, Jesus said there was no man on earth. There had been no man on earth like John the Baptist. John the Baptist was who baptized him. John the Baptist recognized him when he was still in the womb of his mother, and Jesus was still in the womb. The Bible says he caused a commotion in the womb because he recognized that spiritual energy while still in the womb. Okay, he was that sensitive. Understand? There's a level of sensitivity, spiritual sensitivity, that most don't have a clue about. You can sit here and talk about Reiki and this and that and the light rays and the na and the sensitivities, but you really don't have a clue. And that shows by how you go around stealing people's stuff and branding it, and you don't have a clue. That's your slice of the devil's pie. You don't even know the holiness with which you're you're using like that. You're hoeing out like that. It doesn't register. But that's on some whole different stuff. So let me bring it back. The rock that I can cling to. The rock that you can cling to, and knowing John the Baptist. John the Baptist didn't care about what nobody thought about him. John the Baptist was not trying to be a leader of men. See, some people think that their mission in life or that their purpose in life is to be a leader. And that whole leader thing that comes from Satan, okay? What was Satan's, Lucifer's? He was a leader of the choir, okay? He was a leader. And he was given enough information to understand what leadership was and what it required. Okay, and he was given maybe just a smidge bit more than the other angels, except for Archangel Michael, because Archangel Michael was the first angel made. Okay, Archangel Michael helped create all the rest of the angels and the celestials and everything else. Okay, so he, but Lucifer was next. And he was given all of this information about leadership, ushering in the spirit, harmony, creating sound with frequencies, blending, remixing. He the mix master MC of the bullshit, okay? And so it's really, like I said, really look at these two energies, these two archetypes, these two examples of existence, these two forces of accelerated evolution and expanded evolution, okay? And understand what each of them is representing. Understand what each of them has to show you. They're going to show you an aspect of your deepest self. Both of them. Because you are not just one or the other. You are both. But you choose your spiritual will. Just like the Cherokee story of the two wolves. The one you feed is the one that will be strongest or will have the most say or the final word with you. Again, John the Baptist didn't want to be a leader. He was here to, his mission, the reason, he existed, or he incarnated as John, was to open the way, open the gateway, open the doorway, to prepare for Jesus, the Messiah. Not everybody is a leader. Some people are what is called seed throwers, way showers for what is to come. They know that they're not meant to lead. It is not what they want. It is not what they desire. Just like there are, in my spiritual background, when I grew up, there were two spiritual bodies, 144,000 incarnated upon this earth would return back to the celestial hierarchies, void, whatever you want to call it. The rest would remain on earth in a paradise setting. And you didn't sit up there and say, well, I want to be 144,000. I don't want to be on the earth no more. All of that was about your spiritual maturity. It is only the very, very, very spiritual mature who are able to sense this world, to hear it, to see it, to taste it, to feel it, and know. Not be distracted by the woman in the red dress. Not be distracted by the devil's pie. Free devil's pie, free pie. Ooh, you got free pie? What kind of pie is that? I like pie. Beloveds, everything this they say is free ain't free. Okay? And those of us that know that, know that. The other thing is, I spoke of the archetypes, Captain Kirk and Morpheus. I spoke of Sade in the wilderness. I spoke of the archetypes. John the Baptist. I want to speak of the archetypes. Mary, all the Marys. Mary, the mother of Jesus. Mary Magdalene. Mary and Martha. And even the Miriams. All of them are very much connected, beloveds. And each of them is an aspect of unconditional love, of the divine feminine. Each of them is an aspect of the Holy Spirit, incarnated. Understand the sensitivities of these souls. And none of them were here on an escapism tip, because they were rooted in reality. They were more deeply rooted into reality than most who have blinders on, who are more focused on resupplying the matrix system. Understand the archetypes of the sun, the moon, the planets, the stars, the asteroids, and the debris. Let me get a drink of water. Okay. The last thing that they wanted me to speak about, as above, so below, and to understand what is in our Milky Way galaxy. What are we aware of? We're aware of our solar system. We're aware of our lunar system. We're aware of the planets. We're aware of the meteors, the asteroids and the debris, space debris, some that we've even supposedly shot up there, okay? But as above, so below. The changes that take place in the heavens also take place upon the earth. Just as there's debris in space, that debris used to be other planets, used to be other stars, used to be other forms of existence. And it is from all of that that we are nourished. And we need to understand that just like here on this planet when we die, our flesh and our bones and everything else goes back to the dirt. It goes to the dirt. And the debris would be our skeletal remains. And we have the ability now to examine the skeletal remains and come up with stories, whether it was male or female, whether ethnicity it was, where it originated, and come up with all kinds of stories around the skeletal remains of a human being. What I'm getting at, beloved, is that everything is connected. Birth, death, rebirth. It's all connected. And just like you have fossilized crystals or these different things, we never know thousands of years from now, or however many gazillion years from now, our skeletons may turn into crystals. We don't know. We don't know the what happens when the pyroclastic flows and all of this and all of that happens. This is all energy. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because the song with Sade, the Storms, were in the song. And knowing that you have a rock to cling to when those in the storms, and that what you have to cling to is the knowledge of who you are as existence. You are a divine being. And this matrix system is a simulation. And you are here to increase your frequency. You are here to test your knowledge and be tested and expand your conscious awareness. And contribute. Seeds. Seeds that are, like I said, picked up by others through energy. Whether they're words, whether they're songs, whether they're stories, whether they're colors or art, whatever. We truly feed upon and feed each other. And unconditional love requires us to have a certain amount of gratitude for each other and less judgment. And beloveds, again, when we are being triggered, understand that that is a gift for you. It is a gift for you. It is a sign. It is a signal. This is what you need to work on next. This right here. Excuse me for adjusting, but this is what you need to work on. This is what you need to look at. It had a charge. It had a frequency. It had a zing to it. And what is the zing? What about it did you take personal? Was it mental? Did it strike your mental body? Did it strike your physical body? Did it strike your emotional body? Did it strike your spiritual body? What did it hit? Where did it land? Did you ground it? Did you root it? Did it grow? What grew from it? Did what grow from it, is it nourishing, or is it a weed that needs to be uprooted? Everything you encounter, try to look at it from this perspective, and it'll help you a great deal. And you'll be much less triggered. And beloveds, you'll, like I said, you'll settle into your own flow, and you'll get comfortable with it in your own flow. And again, you know, everybody has, a lot of people have expectations of you. And if you're not meeting their expectations, they get upset with you. And they, in their mind, think that, okay, you should be doing this and you should be doing that and this and this and that and that and that, and I'm doing this because I care, and you're looking at them and you're saying, you're not seeing everything. You're only seeing what you are seeing, you know, and I keep telling you this, but you're not hearing me. And you think you're allowed to think what you're gonna think. Allow people to think what they're gonna think, beloveds. Like I said, I sit up here and I look at this and look at my little dark eyes, knowing, oh, Bella, you need to start taking yourself to sleep. And then at the same time, Bella, you're getting older. You're not sleeping as much as you used to. You know how the older ones, the elders, they didn't sleep all night. So, you know, you maybe you're getting into that position. So you sleep when you sleep. If you need to take you a nap during the day, oh well, you take you a nap during the day. You know, Spirit has arranged your life a certain way for you to live it. And you are blessed in this. You don't have to meet nobody's quota. You ain't nobody's slave. I'm not, you know, I'm not producing. I'm not, I'm not on your timetable. And I know a lot of you are like, what the hell are you talking about? But this is just what my senses are picking up, beloved. That a lot of people whom I'm aware of are feeling certain ways or thinking certain thoughts. And how can I put this? It's coming from a place of love. It's coming from a high place in their hearts and minds. But at the same time, it's from their needs. It's from their expectations. It's from their values. It's from their own work ethics. It's from what they know. It has nothing to do with my process. Matter of fact, the conversation has never even taken. Valerie, what is your process? Other than these videos or anything, it's not there. And I'm getting to the point now where I am ready to really stop being so, how can I say this? Observant of their particular frequencies, because it's always drinking from the well, but you know, like, well, you could be a little bit colder than this, and you should have refilled by now. And and I'm like, you know what? Maybe you just need to find you a new well to drink from, because I am okay being me. And I'm okay growing at a snail's pace, or even slower than that, if that's how you're looking at me. If you're like I said, beloveds, and this is me being sensitive again, but I know what I've gone through emotionally in the past 20 something years. Okay? I know what I've gone through. Like I said, just on the emotional tip. Not to speak on the physical tip with the ailments that my body is prone to because of the emotional and everything else. Okay, just on the emotional tip alone, what I have swam through and held on to that lover's rock in order not to drown, treading water. So don't nobody get to tell me, Valerie, you should be at this point by now. You should let that go, and baby, do you, do you, do you? You know, I'm not one to sit up here. I used to sit up here and want to tell my children, well, you should be here by now. You should be did this by now. You do it like this and you do it like that, and one of the things that I learned within these, like I said, few years, they're grown. Their decisions are their own. They're going to sink or swim or tread water on their own. All I can do is be here. All I can do is be that lover's rock. Just be there. Not judge, not tell you to keep holding on. Okay, let go now. No, you're going to know all of that on your own. You need to know all of that on your own. And for me to help you or tell you to do something mean I'm cheating you out of a certain type of muscle memory or memory from one of your bodies that you're going to need. Allow the universe to be the supreme intellect. Don't let human beings and people, especially people, don't let people get you twisted. Don't let people get you twisted, beloveds. Because people will have you standing in line with them to get some devil's pie, okay? And y'all be having a funky good time while you're doing it. But, you know, you got other people that'll You know, yeah, that devil's pie is so good. Go get me some, and I'll pay you $10 for it. And they giving it out free, but you know, you get yours, and I'll take yours from you. And then you don't want none. You don't want none of that devil's pie. It ain't real. It ain't real. It ain't real. And it's going to sap what is real about you away from you. Okay, beloveds, that is it. Thank you so much. Um, this is Valerie Ames, aka Mother with Wisdom. You can find me on Valerie Ames on Facebook. You can find me Mother with Wisdom on Blog Talk Radio Show. And this is my Valerie Ames YouTube channel. So, namaste, beloveds. And you can let me know what you think. And those that want to send me those little freaky links, don't do that. Okay? Don't do that. Be better than that. Peace, beloved.